I remember reading a book about designing a menu long ago, and I realized then, I don't remember it now, but designing the menu is an entire science, right? Like you have an anchoring bias, you price dishes you want to sell in a different section,
Ascending or descending.
you put prices in a different manner. What is the science of designing a menu and some hacks that could work in improve sales? Riyaaz.
A magician never reveals. No, okay. Look, I mean, you could put in various NLP hacks into those things, and you could come up with a lot of that. I think what the basic systems are, what is called menu engineering, where you basically figure out what are the things that are your stars, which means that they're moving fast, and you're getting a decent margin, which is acceptable. What are your dogs, right? Which are where there are no margins and there are no sales. What are your workhorses? Means that you're getting enough volume, but they're a little lower on profitability.
And how do you position
you
the
kind
menu
of-
in a manner that what you want to sell sells more?
Again, you put your there's anchoring bias where you place your menu, which is highlighted, which is not highlighted. Now, in addition to printed menus, now we are increasingly having to become very savvy about digital menus. So
Right.
have to use the same cataloging tricks that are happening. So even within restaurants now, we are not giving customers physical menus. We're encouraging them to order.
Yeah, I don't like that.
To
I love physical menus, man.
Yeah, me too.
yeah, so do I. Because
love-
I can't like it. But,
We've stopped digital everywhere.
but the millennials and the Gen Zs, the shutting out economy champions, they don't want to
This
look
is
at.
not true. I'm a millennial. I can say that.
But see, what we're seeing on the ground level is that we're more than happy, and we've seen higher AOVs on digital menus than we're
Really?
seeing in printed menus.
Also, the
Which is very
menu.
interesting for me.
The
And
menu.
your menu design?
So our menu. So firstly, let me address menu design in general. I think you have to look at it in two different ways. One is casual dining restaurants, like most of us here are involved in, and then there is the QSR. The QSR is actually a science where they realize where the cashier is standing. The TV screen above him is the first one to get the eyeballs. So he's the most expensive, or the combos will be there. The burger, the single burger, which is the lowest value-adding product for them, is literally stuck in the right corner. There's a literal book written on how McDonald's developed this system of human psychology. You're working with psychologists to figure out where should they display what in order to enhance AOV, because they're working on smaller AOVs. I think my father has spent a lot of time building this. He always believed in starting with being India, the vegetarian section first, and going in an ascending order. So lowest to highest. So the most expensive product is at the bottom of that particular section, simply because when people read the menu, you don't want to see a 2,000 rupee dish straight at the top. You're immediately turned off. This restaurant is too expensive. Fuck, let me
That's
order
the
just one
opposite
dish.
of the anchoring bias
Yeah.
that we're talking about.
Correct. But in a restaurant, in a casual dining or a fine dining restaurant, it has to work the other way.
But that's assuming you scan the menu once.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
If
but
you
this
can
is-
scan, if you're always going to scan the menu a couple of times before you make up your
Yeah.
mind, your anchor can be downstairs. as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, that's true.
And again, like I said, QSR and CDR and FDR are three different things. So when you're going to a restaurant like Indian Accent or one of his saltwater grills or premium restaurants, you're going to see a different kind of consumer. Not necessarily entirely is the purchase decision based on price. And vegetarianism, why I do that is because I feel that this one country, and again, I'm talking about Indian restaurants in general. I'm not necessarily talking about like an Asian restaurant or an Italian restaurant. When you go as a family, it's just more comforting to see a dal makhani or a paneer makhani or something like that, because 45% of all consumers that come to my restaurants are naturally vegetarian, which
Why
means
is that? I read 80%, 79% of India is non-vegetarian.
It is. I don't know
Outside
if
of
the number is that
Haryana,
high. I don't know if
Gujarat
the number is
and
that high.
Punjab, most of South India
Punjab
is
is
non-vegetarian.
49% vegetarian.
Punjab,
surprisingly.
Haryana, Gujarat.
Punjab is the highest.
Highest vegetarian.
Haryana is the highest.
No, Punjab.
Really?
49%, and you won't believe.
Haryana, I thought the number is 65% or something vegetarian.
I don't know. I've read numbers that are 49% for Punjab being the most and the most non-vegetarian is Kerala, Goa, West Bengal. You know,
Karnataka,
those-
Tamil Nadu.
Karnataka.
There's a
Tamil
diagonal
Nadu.
line that's running across India. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not a horizontal line.
Yeah.
From the northeast
Yeah.
to Goa, in that sense, there's a diagonal line, and I think, south and east is non-vegetarian.
Non-vegetarian.
Rice consuming, and north and west tends to be a little bit more veg, bread basket.
And that comes.
Menu
For me-
hacks.
For me, it's more about how the display fridge looks. That's what works for us. So it's you eat with your eyes first, where you position what. When
Do you also do smell? Because a lot of new age coffee shops are doing
doing
that.
that? Yeah, I mean that's how Cinnabon
Yeah.
They
They put
KFC,
perfume
right?
outside the store.
Even
even.
KFC does
That's
it.
Cinnabon.
that Cinnabon
Yeah.
smell in any
I
mall
love it.
was just
Yeah.
like.
And the McDonald's French fry smell.
Yeah.
We actually haven't experimented with smell, but that's a great idea as well. So I'm taking away the 300 rupee macaroon and adding smell.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay. And who do you guys use for menu designing?
We do it fully internally, 100% internal.
We have an agency that we work with.
Who do you use?
It's an agency called Starting Monday.
Starting Monday.
Yeah.
And Riyaaz? We're trying to do everything that can help a guy starting a restaurant, right? Who do you use?
AI.
Through?
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT.
Is it doing a good job? That's a good segue actually. Is
Yeah,
AI
yeah,
helping
yeah.
you guys in any way?
In many
Yeah,
ways,
we
I
are.
think AI
Many
is
ways.
helping us in many ways develop dishes.
Huh?
Yeah.
Actually. Wow.
I mean, if you have a concept, so the way we work with chefs, right? And we kind of together, okay, let's make a menu on grammar, right? Can you make an alliteration? Can you make a metaphor? Can you make an oxymoron? Or can you make a menu on Bandra? Or can you make a thing like that? So when we are basically conceptualizing, and this is a really good exercise that we kind of get into. And then when you're trying to construct it and build this, right, the certain keywords going into AI helps chefs also be able to also present their ideas in a better manner, right? And that helps.
But are you really pushing it to the extent
We
that
have just started using it, to be honest. We
if
just
there is a
started
video
using it.
camera in your restaurant which is recording eating behaviors and reactions of people consuming the food, that's a lot of data collection, right?
We are using our
China's
cameras.
doing that with their students in all their schools.
Yeah.
We use our cameras to do table heat mapping.
That's
So for example, we like to see which are the tables that people like to sit at, which are the tables that get filled first. Camera technologies are helping us do that.
And what is the likely table
we are getting to see we are getting table counts. We are getting to see male versus female ratios in our restaurants. We are not listening in on them, and we are not reading their lips, or we are seeing their expressions.
Yet.
Oh, thanks
No,
for
that's not something that we're going to do.
Thanks for
That's what we
clarifying.
have our servers, because they
Yeah.
are
Who do
the
you
point.
use? What software do you use for this?
Sorry?
Video to...
Jarvis, I think. We use Jarvis
Do you guys use it as well?
as an app.
We don't use table mapping, but we're using AI very extensively, not for menu generation, but for image creation, okay, for even copywriting, okay, and we're using it also for videos.
Hi, I'm Nikhil Kamath. I'd love to know what you thought of the episode. Comment, like, and subscribe. And thank you for watching.